A recent finding on Easter Island dispels a long-held myth. One of the natural locations that enhances the beauty of our world is an island, such as Easter Island, which is situated 2,300 miles off the coast of Chile. Despite being sparsely populated, it is an extremely fascinating location. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. We'll witness additional astounding stuff regarding it. In case you were unaware, Easter Island is the location of around 1,000 sculptures that exhibit exceptional craftsmanship unmatched by anything else worldwide. The sculptures in this area are all monolithic, which means they were all cut from a single enormous block of stone. For a long time, it was believed that these stone heads, which really represent Easter Island, were just that, heads. However, new research has shown that these hard, elderly skulls are much more than just attractive looks. With a rich history, Easter Island, also known as Rapa Nui, was called by the first Polynesian people who came across the island and made it their motherland. According to histories, these early inhabitants originated in a part of Oceania. Hotu Matura was chosen as the island's chief once they had settled. Despite having a small initial population, Rapa Nui's numbers soon rose to thousands, as evidenced by their enduring and widespread cultural facade. It was clear that the Rapa Nui were becoming busy, not just with their rock carvings, but with more people and larger-than-life stone faces. Moai, the famous sculptures of heads, are dispersed over the island. Relics honoring the Rapa Nui ancestors in what is thought to have been a highly spiritual civilization are these moai. In order to pay tribute to the natural world, animals, and the departed souls of society, drawings and glyphs were created. It was discovered by researchers that the purpose of all these sculptures was to inform future generations about the island's residents. But they were unable to ascertain their identity or the reason behind their total disappearance. Why is their island undiscovered? Did they form a transient minority? Based on available data, it appears that the prehistoric occupants destroyed natural resources by way of deforestation and rapid population expansion, which in turn fueled despair and civil unrest. Serious discussions on extraterrestrial interference were held. The Rapa Nui people were a people with thousands of residents and huge heads, and only a few hazy hypotheses attempted to explain what had happened to them. It was unclear what truly happened to these prehistoric inhabitants until a group of archaeologists made the decision to find out for sure. Archaeologist Joanne van Tilburg launched the Easter Island Statue Project, EISP, in 1982. In 2000, co-coordinator Christian Arellano Parati provided assistance. In Rapa Nui history, these two constitute the longest-running international scientific partnership. The goal of the initiative is to preserve the monuments on the island, but it took them a long time to examine the Earth thoroughly before breaking or digging in. Although they had only begun in 2017, they were headed in the right direction. With authorization to excavate around the moai, Tilburg and her colleagues discovered enormous bodies that matched those enormous ancient heads, some measuring as much as 70 feet in height. Imagine learning after all these years that the heads we all know and adore were only the top of the iceberg. The intricate engravings found on the stone remains that the researchers uncovered provide a window into the daily life of the early Rapa Nui. Historians have determined that the carvings depict names of relatives and artists, as well as religious symbols and astrological signs. Along with the whole sculptures, the researchers also discovered a large number of tools, roughly 1,600 of which were utilized in the statue's sculpture. They discovered that the implements were composed of volcanic and basalt rocks. All of the stones used to make these instruments were native to the same island quarry, according to an examination done on 17 of the recovered tools, or toki. There were 3 quarries on Rapa Nui, one of which had a basalt monopoly. This was obviously the quarry with the best basalt for the toki. For historians, the material's pervasiveness throughout every tool excavated and examined by the EISP team provided some unbreakable proof. Since they shared tools from the same sources, it appears that people back then were living in harmony with one another. And if they hadn't supported one another, perhaps the sculptures wouldn't have been created. This explains even more of why they were such a prosperous people and why they were able to build constructions that amaze people to this day. Though this new theory contradicts long-held notions about the grim past of the island's early settlers, it still begs the question of what really occurred to Easter Island. The early colonists' presence and the institution of slavery are said to have wiped out the native people. Because of the island's remoteness, it is impossible to pinpoint precisely what happened. But archaeologists like Tilburg keep examining the hints left behind. Gradually putting this old jigsaw together, certain minority continue to reside on the island and maintain their customs and way of life, despite the fact that the majority of the population has all but vanished. One such representative of the minority, titled on March 22, 1996, Rapa Nui National Park, was included into the UNESCO World Heritage Sites through their island. With its global recognition and, of course, the famous and enigmatic Moai, the national park, which occupies most of the island, was established. The diligent efforts and hard work of individuals such as Van Tilburg are uncovering the mysteries of a vanished world. However, history is a tremendous teacher, and the development of the Rapa Nui civilization serves as a reminder of what is possible when people band together. The region has seen incredible development, and EISP is still working hard to maintain the island's traditional culture. Digging and breaking earth have not halted in order to uncover the complete sculptures of the original settlers. It's obvious that Easter Island will gain more notoriety, particularly in light of all the sculptures the EISP team has found. Such discoveries are what give any area its global recognition, such as Rome and the Egyptian pyramids, which are two of the most popular tourist attractions worldwide. Easter Island has at last regained its worth. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.